to be fair, no, not to be fair, they shouldn't have put 8 gigabytes in there. However, to Apple's credit, they make it do a lot with 8 gigabytes of memory. Including, like, it can run their local AI stuff.
On 8 gigabytes of memory?
Granted, it's because they have a separate neural processor on those chips. That's why, like, every person that you know that loves AI, they're either super fans of NVIDIA, because, like, NVIDIA's AI is just...
Yeah.
Or Apple, because Apple's AI, like, just their raw technology, what they've got available for, like, AI processing is even higher than NVIDIA's. So that's why people go, oh, Apple released new silicon. I freaking love this because it has even more neural processing, which they're able to run in conjunction with its 10-core GPU.
And yet they still put 8. They've upgraded the GPU and the AI.
Now, I will say, all computers now for Apple, they have brought the standard up to 16 gigs.
Wow, 16 whole gigabytes.
We've had this discussion before, sir.
We have. Apple's trash.
They are not trash. They're different for different people. So there's a lot of people that use their Apple devices very well.
That's
and in
true.
fact, some of them make music. Some people also make music on Windows. It's just different strokes for different folks.
That's fair. My computer handles switching cameras just fine.
Also, my Tower PC handles it just as well, but my Tower PC can't also connect to my phone and use it as a camera.
That's fair.
My computer also can't connect to my iPad wirelessly and use that as a display if it wants to.
It's because
There's a lot of good technology that Apple builds into their ecosystem, sir. Every flaw needs to be perfectly shown because every flaw is real.
yes.
Like 8 gigabytes of memory standard, no.
Yeah.
That was bad when it happened. I will fully admit that.
16 still pushing it.
Well, 16, yeah, no. 32 gigabytes should be about standard now.
Because it's really not that hard to put more RAM into a laptop.
No, God, no. So, like, I will not sit here and tell you that Apple is flawless, but I will also sit here and tell you that Apple does a lot of cool shit that Windows does not.
I mean, so did Skynet.
Comparing Apple to Skynet?
Yes.
I would compare OpenAI to Skynet, not Apple. Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't think either of us is wrong. I think yours is a better comparison.
It's
the connectivity that's Skynet-esque.
That's not Skynet-esque. That's just called being smart. Windows could do the same stuff if they locked down their platform a little more.
Yeah, but they're never going to do that.
No, they won't.
Well, and Android devices are Linux-based, and Windows hardly agrees with itself.
Yes.
So it's never going to agree with Linux.
Well, even now, in case you haven't read the news lately, even Google's in order to do some of the stuff it wants, is locking more of its stuff down now too. So like,
Yeah.
some of it just comes with the nature. If you have a set standard of rules you want your devices to work and operate by, sometimes you have to decide that you want a big, more control of the ecosystem.
Yeah,
it's no
that's
different
true.
than what PlayStation did with like the Vita, or like, it's closed systems, but now we're making open systems that are more closed-ish.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, you have a point. I just don't like Apple.
And you're allowed to not like Apple. But I'm also allowed to tell you where Apple does stuff right too and where you're wrong.
I mean, if I had my way, I'd go full Linux, but...
I have contemplated it. Listen, it's been one of those weeks, I'll get into it a little bit more, but like where I was just kind of you kind of like browsing Best Buy. I just kind of want to buy something stupid even though I know I shouldn't. And like contemplating like buying an AMD graphics card, because AMD drivers play just basically perfectly with Linux, whereas NVIDIA drivers don't really.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to a Linux-based build, because to be honest, I'm pretty sure Rocket League runs on Linux, but I don't play that much Rocket League, and like I'm trying to think of what like you can really through I think what's Wine I believe is the layer basically. It's a translation layer
Okay.
where you can play Windows games that only run on Windows but on Linux. You lose a little bit of performance, but now because of AMD's drivers, Wine and AMD work together quite well, so you don't lose as much performance out of it now. But however, if you play like some multiplayer games that are heavy anti-cheat, or like I don't remember the type of anti-cheat it is, but it's basically like at the kernel level, and it doesn't play well with the translation layer. So that's like the cool people that I watch on YouTube. They will like dual boot. They'll like they'll have a little Windows just for like the 2 games that they play that have anti-cheat or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they completely run the rest on Linux.
I've done the dual booting before. I mean, it's not the worst idea.
I used to dual boot on my when I had the
When school,
Intel when I had like the Intel MacBook stuff, I would dual boot.
Oh,
Dual
yeah.
boot.
Yeah, when they made me, when the school made me have a MacBook, I dual booted into Windows.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Because so much of the audio engineering world needs both.
Yeah.
Because a lot of like just by watching a lot of music producers that I watch, they're basically evenly split between what platform they use. You know, are they Fruity Loops? Are they Ableton? Are they Logic Pro? Or I mean, there's quite a few
Yeah.
DAWs out there. You know, and a lot of them run on both, but some people just I think it's based off how they have the rig set up too.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot anymore, if a lot of rigs are USB-C based, they can run easily on both. But like some people just like the extra, the extra software that Apple includes for kind of making stuff more efficient, right?
Yeah.
For like transcoding audio and video and that kind of stuff, they might prefer that. There's any reasons that people can choose either one, and they both have good reasons.
Yeah.
Like I think there's more. I would bet there's more general like what's experimental audio instruments that are available for Windows that aren't as readily supported on Mac. You know.
Yeah.
So I yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know the ins and outs of the music creation because I do it. I mean, I don't like Ableton and all that. It was just regular recording for me.
Yep.
So I didn't have all the fancy MIDI controllers and you can't play it, don't make it.